Welcome to CSEC Biology, the cover page. I am Mr. Wilson, and we have breaking news out of the Caribbean Examination Council, CSEC, for the regional exam we refer to as CXC or CSEC or the CAPE. We're going to be looking at the news coming out of the CXC, and of course, this was actually published on the 2nd of March 2021, and this pretty much reflects the final position of the Caribbean Examination Council. So boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, persons who are this document. The title of the document is Strategy for the Examination of 2021 Regional Summer Examination, and the document came from the CXC website. It is definitely not the property of CSEC Biology, the cover page. It belongs to the Caribbean Examination Council, and we're pretty much doing an overview of the document. That said, let's hop right into the paper, and we're going to be going through everything because you need to listen to everything that is in this document. Bridgetown, Barbados, the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, has announced its strategy for the administration of the 2021 regional summer examinations following the meeting with the Council for Human and Social Development, COSAD, Education on 26th of February and March 1st, 2021. The meeting was held under the chairmanship of the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, Minister of Education, in the Bahamas. After reviewing CXC proposal, consensus was reached by the meeting's attendees, which include ministers of education, senior Ministry of Education officials, and pertinent stakeholders from across the Caribbean. CXC proposal was formulated following extensive consultation led by the Ministries of Education at the national level and inclusive of local stakeholders in education. The primary focus was to ensure that the administration of a regional examination would not disenfranchise the regional student in light of the ongoing disruption to the education system caused by the COVID pandemic. COSAD Education has approved the following. A. The CXC will administer the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, and Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCLSC, examination in their original format. That is for CAPE and CSEC, Paper 1, 2, and 031, School-Based Assessments, SBA, or Paper 032, the private candidate, and for CCSLC, Paper 1 and 2. That the examinations will be scheduled during the period June-July 2021. CSEC and CAPE written examination commence on June 14 and end on the 16th of July 2021. Results will be made available to the Ministries of Education in the last week of September 2021. So that's when you're going to be getting your exam result. Of course, your exams will, of course, as it says here, will start somewhere there from the 14th of June and it will end on the 16th of July 2021, and your results will come out at least the last week of September, and that is of course in 2021. That an extension will be given for the deadline by which students can decide to defer the sitting of the 2021 examinations. So if you don't want to sit the exam again, there's an extension. All candidates will be required to indicate their intent deferral by the 1st of May 2021, and that taking into consideration the loss of learning many students experience that CXC will share with Ministries of Education for communication to candidates for broad topics to be assessed on Paper 2 5 weeks in advance of a start of examination. So 5 weeks before the exam, you're going to know. I don't know if this is fair. I really don't know. 5 weeks before, is a little more than a month. And of course, you want to be preparing long before the examination. So I am not too certain why CXC wouldn't make this type of information being available before 5 weeks, because teachers are preparing students for the entire syllabus. And you're saying that the broad topics to be assessed on the CXC paper 2, you are only going to make these available 5 weeks before the examination. It seems to me that much is not being done here, and I wish that this position could be reviewed by the CXC. So 5 weeks in advance of the start of the examination. I don't know, your views might be different than mine. However, the learned personnel who pretty much argue this point, they would pretty much have a good reason why only 5 weeks is given. So don't take my word for it. That's just my position. It doesn't necessarily reflect that I understand how they reach this position. So my thing is not pretty much gospel. COSAD Education also approved the dates of 27 to 28 March 21 for the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment Examination. The 19th to the 22nd of July 2021 for the CCSEC examination, and that the online training and assessment quality audit for the Caribbean Vocational Qualification CVQJ will be conducted during the period May to August 2021, with dates determined by individual participating territories. Timetables for all examinations are available on the CXC's website, and that's where we got our copy. And there we have the address for the website. It's www.cxc.org. Candidates experiencing hardship may seek approval from their school, in-school candidate, or from the CXC local registrar, private candidate, to defer their examination until January CSEC 2022. Sittings are May, June. Sittings. So you could defer. Here, let me just explain this. Here you could decide, I am not going to be doing, this is my understanding, I am not going to be doing the exam come June, July. I want to do my exam January 2020. Or you could decide that you want to do it for the May, June, for CAPE, CSEC, or CCSLC 2020 sitting. So you could decide whichever time you want to do it, whether you want to do it for the January or you want to do it for the May, June. CXC is giving you an opportunity to, guess what, step backward. We know you have been having some difficult time, so you can just step backward, study some more, and of course come and ace the exam 2022 January or 2022 May, June. And it is saying that the students who they are catering for here are the CAPE student, the CSEC student, and the CCSLC student. So you want to ensure that you understand that you have this privilege. And I want to read this again for those persons who didn't get it the first time. Candidates who are experiencing hardship may seek approval from their school. And this is pretty much in school candidate, like students I probably would have be teaching at school and they are not being able to connect. These students are experiencing hardship. Or from the local registrar. If you're a private candidate like the adult candidate, those persons, you can go to the local registrar to seek this approval to defer, not to do the exam. That's what it means, their examination until January CSEC 2022 sitting, or May, June CAPE, CSEC or CCSCLC 2022 sitting for any subject offered for which they were previously registered in the June-July 2021 examination session. Candidate must indicate their intent for deferral by the 1st of May 2021. Look at that. I think this is a really friendly and nice one from CXC. I think this is really good from CXC. This is, if you ask me, customer friendly from CXC, this proposal here. While I might not like the 5-week proposal or the 5-week position, I definitely like this position. So if that 5 week is not going to be good for you, hey, I'm not going to be sitting it, then I am going to defer that type of thing. You have the power to do that, and you have until May 1st 2021 to communicate this position, whether or not you think you'll be able to do it or not. Now, once an indication of intent to differ to an alternative exam cycle is received, the candidate current registration will be put on hold. Submitted SBAs and scores can also be deferred for use in the next examination sitting. There will be no fee charge for the deferral of examination, even if the deferred subjects are spanned across the January and May-June examination session. There have been calls for CXC to consider the revision of requirements for syllabus coverage due to disruptions. I tell you here, CXC is coming in with a whole lot of stuff that is really customer friendly, no charge. Don't worry yourself, you won't need to pay any more money next year. You're just going to differ. If you so decide to differ, you won't be paying another cent. All you need to do is differ in time by the 1st of May 2021 and decide whether or not you're going to be doing the exam in January 2022 or May-June in 2022. I think that this is really reasonable. No extra money will be asked for. And tell you what, if you did your SBA and you actually had good score, you can also put this on hold and use it during that time. Oh my, this is wonderful if you ask me. Due to disruptions brought about by COVID-19, however, it was determined that any change at any level to the program of studies offered by CXC can prove disadvantageous to stakeholders and impact CXC's ability to compare results across years in terms of equivalence of certification. Therefore, the 1 month delay in the schedule of this year's examination will allow for additional instructional time as teachers and students prepare for examination. Additionally, submissions deadlines for SBAs have been extended by 1 month. Yee-hoo! For those persons who have not yet completed the SBA, you have another month. I am not sure what is the deadline for your school, but make sure that you are aware and you are going to be meeting this deadline. Following consultations with external resource persons, representative from the Ministries of Education, school administrators and teachers, it was also determined that rather than alter the syllabuses, changes would be made to the SBA requirement. That is a reduction in the number of practical assessments and to the approach to the implementation of the SBA. CXC will maintain the strategy of 100% SBA moderation across all centers for all subjects in 2021. Details of the modified SBA strategy were provided to CXC local registrar in November 2020, and a treatment of syllabus and the school-based assessment for administration of examination in 2021 handbook for students was published on the CXC website in December 2020, and you could go to our channel to see we did an overview of this handbook. And you must be aware now, we're going to make sure we add all these CXC stuff to a CXC playlist on our channel that you can get the relevant details from CXC. These are authentic information from the CXC website. You can go there and verify if you're not too comfortable with our position here at CSEC Biology, the cover page. Now, CXC and the University of the West Indies, that's UWI, also presented a joint strategy to address matriculation requirements for CAPE applicants. Applying for admission to the UWI in 2021, students who have passed at least 2 CAPE subjects either at Unit 1 or 2 at grades 1 to 4, who also have requisite CXC or CSEC subject and who are currently registered for either Unit 1 or 2 can qualify as normal matriculants to the UWI. The management and staff of CXC have worked assiduously to develop an examination strategy that will minimize the disruption to the education system while ensuring that the region's candidates are given the best opportunity to succeed, while a schedule has been set for the July 2021 examination. CXC continues to be guided by national protocols across the region, and this is pretty much the end of this document. But of course, you are seeing there on the screen where you can get further information. The telephone numbers are there, the websites are there. Thanks much for watching. Make sure you watch the video that's coming up.